Hello, welcome to Popalong RC, the RC car channel dedicated to RC car racing, and we are very much driven in getting you guys on the track racing RC cars. So we have been out and about quite a lot of late, and we've done a couple of videos talking about on-road and the fact that the on-road racing scene is very much it's quite diluted due to the fact there are quite a few classes. I'm quite guilty of jumping between classes, I've got to be honest. So here I've got my Atom 3, which was a GT12, has been converted to the LMGT3 car. So I'm kind of playing around with that formula, testing it out. I recently took this over to the beds track and put a few laps in. I let a couple of the guys there have a go just to see how it handles and how it behaves. Obviously over here we've got my Iconic Cup TT01. I think I'm going to be retiring that car now because it's done a few years. What I might do is recycle the chassis, maybe turn it into another truck. But that TT01, as Mark alluded to in a recent video, I think it's had its day, and if we're going to go down the TT01 route again, we'll end up buying ourselves some new ones and starting from scratch, implementing what we've learned over the last 3 or 4 years of running those cars and building it up from scratch. So that's going to be a project that we will revisit. Here, obviously, I've got my Tamiya TT01 truck. I love running these, super fun, real character, slow controlled, stock racing. Again, we've got a few meets locally, so Bedford, Milton Keynes are both running trucks at the moment. Therefore, plenty of truck action coming soon. Move on to the next one. A slightly more higher spec car. This is a pro level car. This is the Schumacher FT9 top spec. Again, this car's only had one outing to date, so I need to get this out on the track very soon. However, in a recent video we popped over to Wickham and we talked about the class of racing known as mini racing, and that's not the Tamiya minis, which we featured a lot on the channels. That is the sort of Mardave, Batcave, and Camtech minis. And someone got in touch with the show. It goes by the name of the RCMC, the MC of RC, MCRC, RCMC. Anyway, he said to me, he said, we run the minis up my way, but I don't do it anymore. I've got a mini, it's sat on the shelf, it's not doing anything, it's not going to get used. If you think you could use it, I'd love for you to have it. And it's arrived. So now I've already got quite a few different on-road cars, but thanks to RCMC or MCRC, I'll get my words muddled up. I have got this. This here is a Camtech Mini. So let's get the shell off and take a look. So in terms of the Mini, it looks immaculate. The shell doesn't look like it's been used. Brand spanking new. Cracking little paint job on there, actually. I like this effect. I might experiment with this actually with my next shell that I paint up, but obviously do it in the yellow, red and orange of the Popalong livery. So what do you need to know about these cars? They actually run on foam tyres. They are 2-wheel drive. And let's just pop this off and take a look under the shell. So if we take the shell off, I'll just pop that over there. You can see it is a very simple design. Not too dissimilar from the GT12 or the original GT12 platform, but with these you have a solid chassis and then you have a pod at the back which has got 2 springs here, one at the front, and that is the rear suspension. And then at the front again we've got springs just inside the wheels which give you your front suspension. We've got adjustable turnbuckles on the front to ensure that you've got the right toe in, toe out. It is worth noting that with the Camtech cars, what they do is they have they have two actual models. They have a brushless model and a brush model. This one is in fact the brushed car. As you can see, it's got the brushed motor in it, the brushed ESC. And what makes it different, the main thing, is this part. This is the battery. So with the brushed ones, we run, I think it's a 4-cell nickel metal battery, whereas the brushless ones are running the 25.5 turn and the, what's it called, the 2S lipos. So basically the same electrics that you have in the LMGT3. So I think the plan for this is I'm going to get myself a battery, or I might modify one of my 6-cell batteries that I've already got. Anyway, I'm going to get the battery sorted. I'm going to take it out as it is, as it's meant to be, and test it out on the track. And then I might look at seeing if it is possible to modify this to accommodate a lipo, so therefore I could put a brushless setup in it. I have to say, MCRC or RCMC, you do know how to put a car together. That is very tidy. Few 3D printed parts in there, just to make it look nice. I'm excited, very excited. So, have you got any tips for me running this car? So I have actually run a Mini before. Obviously, Pitman Dave allowed me to run his son's Joker over at the Bedford Club. So it'll be interesting to see how this one gets on, and I look forward to taking it on the track. So there is going to be a little side project with the Mini. Obviously I've got a little project going on with the Atom 3 in the LMGT3 class. I've got the FT9, which I'm going to start working on. Hopefully I'm going to get booked into some of the big events that we've got coming up over the summer, such as Rug Racers, the Carpet Legends series, maybe EWS, maybe the MICC. But I'm definitely looking forward to doing some fronty racing. And then my trucks, I'm absolutely loving the truck racing at the moment, so that is definitely going to feature. So I'm definitely, and I was saying definitely a lot, I am going to be doing some on-road indoor stuff. Mark, on the other hand, has got some plans. He's got some buggies on the go at the moment. So whether it's on-road or off-road that you're interested in, there's going to be something for everybody here at Popalong RC. So like, subscribe, hit the old ding-dong bell, and hopefully we will see you trackside soon.